You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is February 23rd, 2017. It is another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. As always, I am Seth Draken, and on the other end is the I don't care to my we object, Mr. Mike Poland. Oh, we don't care.
We don't have a fucking day. This show.
We're gonna spoil this right now. This show gets a D in my mind. The only thing that saved this is the train wreck aspects, because this was like watching a train wreck, and the Hardy segment. Although even that was kind of train wrecky. This is like a parody.
He shoved him down the stairs of the dumpster.
This is like a complete parody of wrestling.
Yep. And we got a little bit of news. Bennett and Maria re-signed.
And Magnus is in talks to come back.
Yep.
Although it would really be interesting because Mickie James is on WWE, and those never work.
Also TNA has booked at least some of their tapings through August.
Well, yeah, they've booked monthly tapings now, not tri-monthly tapings.
Which is smart. They'll tape like 4 or 5 weeks of TV, which is good.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was saying. Exactly what we said they should do a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because, dear God...
That's how wrestling tapings used to be done.
That's how NXT does their tapings.
You tape 3 to 5 weeks of television. That way you don't have so much bogged up in there.
That way you don't have so much shit that's not working, and you have to still continue with it. So, we also have Kevin Sullivan is back. Not the wrestler.
Kevin Sullivan.
Not that Kevin Sullivan. not the Taskmaster.
He's not bringing back the Dungeon of Doom or whatever his group in Ring of Honor was that had B.J. Whitmer in it.
No, we're not doing that. And Josh is on the hot seat right now.
Again, yes.
Because of his, he said to a podcast that shoots, he says, go shoot yourselves.
Oh, look, Josh Matthews being a dick.
Yep. Shut up, Josh.
That's going to get you in trouble there, buddy.
Uh-huh.
Not good PR.
Not good PR at all. So, we might as well get to the show.
Yep.
And we might as well start off with the in memoriam of George the Animal Steele, Ivan Koloff, Chavo Guerrero Sr., and Nicole Bass all got mentioned. Yes,
they all passed away within the last week. Chavo Sr. passed away last Thursday. It was George Steele last Friday. Koloff was Saturday. I think actually...
Koloff and Steele died on the same day.
Oh, they died on last Friday. And then Bass was right after Impact last week.
Yeah, Bass was before Koloff and Steele.
And then Chavo Sr. was, I think, the day before that.
Well, I think you said Chavo was last week.
He was sometime last week, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we have Matt Hardy going to his giraffe named George Washington, asking him for advice.
I knew you'd come. Oh, speaking of the Hardys, by the way, their contracts are expiring next week.
So...
Maybe they'll drop the titles at the next tapings.
Maybe. Who knows? So, yeah, he gets advice from his giraffe named George Washington.
I don't know, what's President's Day this week?
Yeah. And then he went to talk to Vanguard 1 about his drinking issues. And Matt said, I need to go somewhere. It's special to get my Egyptian heritage back and become the King of Gold. But I may lose some of my powers, so I am entrusting my abilities to you, Brother Nero.
Mm.
And he does that. He gives Brother Nero's abilities, and immediately Brother Nero has a premonition.
A premonition.
Where he says, you will go to Egypt to become the King of Gold. So he teleports with Vanguard 1. And we get knowledge that Maria is producing the wedding tonight.
Well, that could only mean one thing.
And, dear God, why does her eyes bulge out in some of these promo pics? I'm just like, you're creeping me out, Maria. Stop bulging out your eyes.
Rosemary gimmick.
Yeah, you're not Rosemary. So Cody comes back with his shitty, slow music.
And he calls out Moose.
Yeah, he was originally he says, Franklin, you can relax. I'm here for you. I'm here for my wife. And he says, Minnie Moose. And I was just like, zip it. Zip.
Stop it.
So here comes Moose. And fans are happy. So
quickly turns into a heel turn.
Yeah, Cody's like, Moose is like,
sleeping with my wife?
You have my number. You have my number. You're like, wait, you have Moose's number?
Paranoid
I get this relationship, wrestling relationships. You two are buddy, and then you're gonna sleep around. And Cody called Moose a slut. He didn't call his wife a slut. He called Moose a slut.
And he kicked him in the balls.
Yep. And Brandy's like, you're joking, right? And I'm like, save that for Oogie Boogie. He's better with that.
Oogie Boogie?
From Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, boy. What's in the box?
No, that's 7. It's from the movie 7. Not the Nightmare Before Christmas. Anyway, Cody says, okay, I was joking. And then he beats up Moose. Brandy's upset. But Cody was about to do the finger bang. But Brandy stops him saying, we can't do that. Can't do that.
The finger bang?
You know, the Bullet Club thing?
Oh, yeah. Too sweet.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. So, and yet Brandy is leaving with Cody. Moose, you know how to feel about this. And people are like, so why is Cody not liking that his wife has friends? I'm like, he got tips from Biz Marquee. You got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend.
Oh, baby, you.
Yeah, I'm saying Cody's mentor is Biz Marquee. And maybe he also got some tips from Matt Hardy.
Oh, boy.
On wrestling relationships.
Matt Hardy and Lita.
Mm-hmm. So, this was clumsily executed. But, so Cody hates everyone now. And he tells the cameraman to get away from him.
Get away from my wife and get away from me, cameraman.
And then we go to Eli Drake and Tyrus talking about each other. Eli Drake rightfully talks about Tyrus's fuck-ups. And Tyrus tries to say, I'm a fighter. I'll fight. And I'm like, and I'm going to chop that dummy down. So
well,
Tyrus
didn't get much of a match here.
Tyrus gets the jobber entrance.
Fitting.
And then Eli Drake immediately socks the ref. And promises.
Earl Hebner's a Hall of Famer. He's an old man. Thanks, Josh.
So Josh said, Eli gives Tyrus a raise. And he says, we're never going to shake hands. Because brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
Yes, the Batista anything.
And also from a movie. Like Black Sheep.
Oh, yes, with Chris Farley.
Yeah. So Maria and Sienna and Laurel Van Ness are backstage, and Allie's not here yet, and Sienna's going to text her to.
And Laurel's in a white dress, which doesn't seem to be fitting of her.
And so we saw you could get 8x10, a bunch of 8x10s of guys who are now in better places. Buy these 8x10s.
Please buy our merchandise that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Please.
All these 8x10s for $15, 50 cents per 8x10.
Carney.
So Matt comes back with Skarsgård. Matt looks like he stole from an Egyptian museum. And Skarsgård is now a golden ark. He's got a gold boat now. So now they gotta procure.
Instead of delete.
So Jade is here, and she wants another match with Rosemary.
Why would Rosemary give her another match?
I don't know. You're not Dave Bautista last I checked. Where you get unlimited.
I want a rematch. Okay.
And she immediately says, bring that ass out here. And I'm like, well, you should say, bring your ass out here, but not bring that ass out here. And I'm like,
well,
weird.
Where's the music?
Where's the music?
Where's the couch?
So he's like, what are you talking? Because Pope keeps jarring Josh like, maybe there'll be changes. Maybe there's changes with you.
Changes.
Like, what are you talking about, man? There's nobody can do a better job than me on commentary.
By the way, earlier in the night, Pope was talking about how he and the Impact Owl talking. I'm like, he must be smoking some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, well, maybe they were talking about how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
1, 2,
3.
Mr. Owl.
How much licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Anyway, this segment is to set up the Jade and Rosemary
Last knockout standing
for next week.
And Jade wants Rosemary to bring her best, and I'm like, you really don't want that. You lost twice to her. You want Rosemary to bring her shittiest.
I think the only reason they do this again is they know the next person in line is either Brooke or Brandy.
Yeah, so...
Push this feud as far as you can to avoid the inevitable feud with people who can't work.
Well, Brooke's getting better.
Well, Brooke can, but Brandy is questionable.
Yeah, Minnie Moose can't wrestle. So, the wedding's going to be our main event tonight.
Oh,
and
boy.
when we see Braxton Sutter, like, oh, God. And he's like, Braxton, here. Just drink your sorrows away.
And here comes Mike Bennett.
Actually, that's what I meant. Miracle, Mike Bennett. Drink your sorrows away.
Early.
And he's like, marriage is a work. You have to admit when you're wrong, even though she never does. You have to share everything, even though she never does. And she's like,
every bad comic stance on marriage.
Yep. So,
or just relationships in general.
Time for our weekly DCC burial. And this time it's Bram that gets to lose to Jesse, as James Storm is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Yep, Pope is making Josh suffer, which I'm okay with, and Josh is trying too hard to be annoying, which he doesn't need to. So Jesse beats Bram. Jesse gets away again. So we find out the Hardys teleported to what I thought was Maryland Championship Wrestling, but I was wrong. And I was immediately wrong when I found out the tag champs had been tag champs for 12 years.
The hell?
So it's not it's not Maryland Championship Wrestling. It's actually All-Star Wrestling in West Virginia.
Dear God, in the middle of the fucking nowhere.
Yeah. It's a wrestling company in West Virginia.
The Hardys could be our ticket out.
Yeah, so they get a title shot because it could be our ticket to better places. Backstage brawl in a rinky-dink promotion, and the Hardys get their tag titles against some guys named Rage and Mathis.
Oh, Rage? Is it Robbie Rage from High Voltage?
No, not Robbie Rage. I have no idea who they are, but it's just Rage and Mathis. It may be Robbie Rage. I don't know. Although Robbie Rage may be old if he's on High Voltage, right?
Yeah, and that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, so...
That was actually 20 years ago.
Yeah, so...
The WCW power plant, where we had very few success stories.
Yeah, so, no. So, yeah, later tonight, they're going to get... Actually, no, immediately the match happens.
And we get...
It's a rinky-dink ring. And one of the tag champs gets tossed into some trash receptacle and tossed down some stairs. And the Hardys are able to beat the remaining man and get these rinky-dink tag titles, which they teleport home and put in Golden Skarsgård, which shoots fireworks. Next, then they run a video of Josh Barnett. And actually, but yeah, they set up this Josh Barnett thing. I guess Impact fans need to know who this guy is, even though almost everyone should, because UFC is more known than TNA. And then we get another commercial with Don West in a willow mask. Guys, help this man. Someone help this man. He's trying.
Please buy our junk that nobody wants.
Please get this man finished. He's just there to help get this shit out of there. Take the shit away.
At this point, I think he might be actually living in that warehouse.
I know. Stop it. So, Bad Bones gets a jobber entrance, and Franklin, who's a commentator, gets a full entrance.
Yay.
And then we get... of course, no one knew that Josh Barnett was wrestling tonight because TNA didn't set this up. Didn't hype this up at all.
The match next week.
Yeah, they have the next week's match. Not Barnett wrestling tonight, and might as well because Barnett sucked.
Kind of, yeah.
He does a really bad power bomb that could have killed freaking Bad Bones. So, and he wins with the key lock or Kimura.
Key lock to the side.
And Josh Barnett next week fights Franklin. And a site called TWCEs talked about how the Hardys are also South American Tag Team Champions. I'm like, when the hell did that happen? And someone responded to me, magic.
They didn't tell you where in South America. They just said South American Tag Champions.
Yeah, but where? So here comes DJZ, who, once again, needs to fire his barber as he gets his obligatory rematch with Trevor Lee.
And we see Trevor Lee turning on Ed Reverend from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and TNA keeps talking about change, and I'm like, change! Give change to the homeless! Change! You got change! Oh, come on, help a guy out.
The South Park episode.
Yep.
Well, a couple people in TNA might be homeless at least.
Trevor Lee cheats to retain the title thanks to Hurricane Helms, or Gregory Shane Helms. DJZ punches Helms, but Lee lays out Z and tries to pillanize his leg, but Ever comes in, and Jesus Christ with that Hurricanrana.
Yeah, that Hurricanrana needs to go, because that does not look good.
And, oh, Skywalker, now you're giving me new gifts of Anakin or Star Wars.
Well, they've been calling him that since he got there. He just hasn't been able to show it because he's been doing the heel gimmick.
Yeah. So, what the hell is Maria wearing?
Good. A blue dress.
With a boa. The freaking feather.
She's Maria Hogan.
Yeah. And next is the wedding.
Oh,
and I've got the snake. Actually, no. But first we get next week is Franklin versus Josh Barnett. And then I got the snakes for the wedding. And once again, they show Maria bulging her eyes out. Because. And
I also like the fact that they're like, this is the most controversial wedding, and these two are into the black hole. And I'm like, that's really how you put over marriage.
Yep.
A black hole.
Braxton comes out, and Miracle has the right idea. He's drinking. He's drunk. And Aaron Rex and Roxor Spludd are the Flower Girls.
They're the Flower Boys. More burial.
So, WWE is terrified to mention Trump. TNA's like, no one's watching. Let's have an offensive gay stereotype be the Flower Girl.
Yes. That makes perfect sense.
So, here comes Laurel Van Ness in her wedding dress.
She looks beautiful.
And Braxton's just shaking his head like, do not want. do not want.
I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah. And then Allie comes out as the ring bearer, according to Maria. Not the ring bearer, but the ring bear.
And she gets the biggest pop of all of them.
Yeah, and Josh and Braxton has the shocked face like, oh shit, she's hot.
You look at her.
Oh my god, she's hot. Braxton, get back over here.
Braxton. Then
And
she
the
right
crowd's-
bows.
Crowd's chanting immediately, we don't care. We don't care.
We object.
Oh, this. And then they try to do Maria hurries because the judge is freaking doing not the judge, the priest is pastor's doing the usual shit. And the crowd's doing delete, just end this. And one guy's like, come on, we don't have all fucking day. Yes, they did not edit that at all.
Yes.
So
Let's go. Move this along.
if there's anyone who objects to this wedding, please come out now. We object. The crowd.
There's about 100 people in that crowd that object.
Yeah, and Maria's like, oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Didn't you guys
This is your-
bow? Well, Laurel did, but
At Laurel, Allie trips, and Maria continues to berate her, so it's time for the I do's. And LVN eagerly does, but Braxton takes some time as the crowd say, just say no! Just say no! Just say no! As in the PSA from Dare back in the day to drugs.
I remember those all too well.
I'm really sorry, but I don't.
I don't.
It's like, I can't stand being around you. Maybe someday you'll meet that person and make their life miserable, but it's not me. I'm in love with someone else. Allie, I'm so sorry. Maria's like, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm tired. The only reason we're doing that, I had you do all this is because you threatened to fire Allie and I'd never see her again. And I'm like, that's why? That's what she had? What?
You didn't have pictures?
You didn't have anything. You just had, I'm going to fire her and you'll never see her again. And I'm like, how?
Because
If he's
Maria
trying-
has that power.
Maria has that power to disappear people. Apparently, Maria is a dictator of some kind. So Maria fires Allie, but Allie says she quits instead. And shit all breaks down as Sienna
Laurel gets
trades
drunk for
Allie
some
and
reason.
Bennett tries to attack Sutter, but Braxton decks him. Allie frees herself and spears Maria. Brooke runs down to neutralize Sienna. Robbie comes out to take Aaron Rex and then punch Bennett for no reason. Allie and Braxton kiss. Laurel is having a nervous breakdown and is drinking like everyone else. And
Josh Bradley throws out his headset.
because Pope said, "Oh, Josh, I guess the honeymoon's over for you." And he's like, "You know what? I'm done with this."
Unprofessional conduct.
Unprofessional conduct. Yeah.
I think
So-
somebody needs a performance review.
This show was a mess. I'm sorry, TNA. You did not run this well. Everything just was horribly handled.
Minus.
Yeah, the Brandy Cody versus Moose was handled horribly because he's now jealous of his wife having friends.
Which doesn't make sense.
Eli Drake gets Tyrus back after their feud just because he's going to pay him more. Matt, the only good thing was Matt, although the tag belts and the rinky-dink ring did not help anyone. This look of this company, unlike the Crash promotion, doesn't look good. This was not like the Crash stuff. This was a little bit handled poorly. Also, Jade gets another title shot for no reason, although I guess if we're going to get a good match from them, whatever. DCC loses. DCC's
They
made
don't
to
have
look
any
like
other
jokes again.
knockouts that are ready for that title shot yet.
Yeah, DCC's made to look like jokes again. Josh Barnett is not a wrestler. Christ.
Really? It could have fooled me.
Yeah. Jackknife Powerbomb nearly kills Bad Bones here. DJZ gets his obligatory rematch, but Lee has to cheat to win, even against the guy who's not 100%.
Making him look weak. Yay.
Andrew Everett with that Hurricanrana that spiked Lee in the head. And then the wedding, which the crowd was the only entertaining bit of. The crowd was not caring for this until the end. The crowd was happy at the end, but everything else...
Got the blow off to Allie and all that.
No, this ain't the complete blow off yet. They're still doing this shit where Maria and Allie's going to fight at some point.
Oh, boy.
You know this is going to continue. This ain't over yet. But now it's going to be probably mixed tag or whatever.
Yay, because we didn't already see that.
This was just... But yeah, like I said, mess. Complete mess of a show. Hopefully next week will be good. And some people were like, the crowd was hot for this segment. And I was like, they were shitting on
it. Negative kind of hot.
Yeah, they were saying just say no and delete. They were saying... There was
Can we move this along?
Can we move this fucking thing along? They were cursing. They were done with this. That nobody. Just, I can't give this an F because I was entertained by this, but it was the bad kind of entertained.
It's like you were entertained by like a Jerry Springer show or something.
Yeah. So that's all. Do you have anything to sell?
Nope.
Well, I do. This Saturday will be the induction of Devil Dog Hound of Hell, which was a made-for-TV movie about a killer dog. Well, a dog that's possessed kind of by Satan or by a bar guest, which is a North English folklore. So naturally, they had to go to Ecuador to find out how to beat this thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a 70s made-for-TV movie, so you can tell the effects are bad. They couldn't even center the wolf correctly at the freaking demon dog correctly, where it's coming through walls, or you could see the stuff behind it. You could see shit behind it, like it's just projected there. And people were trying their best, but they're like, oh! Mm-hmm. And of course, you had my favorite bit, the German Shepherd, because someone thought, we got to get a dog that's trained, and Rottweilers are stupid, so we can't have a Rottweiler. So this German Shepherd here, who looks not intimidated at all, and especially they put scary music to the fact this woman's barely running small paces, and this dog's just walking. Also, my favorite part, dog beats a car to a place. Somehow.
Yeah.
This was bad. It's not something I'd recommend going out and seeing, but anyway, there's that. The next induction will be revealed, which right now it's close between three movies. I can't reveal them right now, but let's just say it's really close. And that's all I have. So with that out of the way, Miley, we are heading to bed.
See you next week.